Hello, everybody. I am Arzel Roulette, and I'm with In the House Media, and we're doing a house call. And tonight, I have the pleasure of speaking with Charmin Lee. How are you?
I'm great. That's perfect because we in the house doing a house call. I like it.
Okay, yes, it is. It's like a nice little rhyme and flow of things. So I was like, oh yeah,
I
that's
like
nice.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
pick
was
that up.
right. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm super. I'm feeling really good. Feeling great about the project you all were able to come see, and great about the one I'm working on now, and just feeling very blessed.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to jump right into this, okay? Because
Let's
I
go.
know that I've been a fan since
Aw.
Girlfriends. So let's yes, I know that's such a long time, right? But listen, I'm here for this whole thing. So how did you get into acting?
So my first interest in acting was at 5 years old, and I was watching a Shirley Temple movie, and she cried in the movie. And I looked at my mom, and I'll never forget because they were sitting at the table playing cards behind me. And I said, Mom, I can do that. But I grew up in Colorado, so there wasn't a lot of performing arts schools for me to get into at the time. And I love my mother so much, though, but she knew there was an artist in me. So we played the flute for a while, and then did dance classes, and just kind of cultivating the artist in me. And then finally, when I was in high school, I got to really take it seriously.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So what how was it, Trent, like you knowing at such a young age that, you wanted to be an actor, like an actress, like that was how did you even come up with that? Like you just knew on the
I
spot.
wish I could tell you. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. God, I guess. I mean, not guess,
Okay.
but that's the huge it because I've never strayed. The only thing I may have added, which would be to share the gift by teaching and directing and coaching, in that vein. But it still all culminates around acting and helping others act.
Absolutely. And there has to be there is some joy in that as you're coaching, right? How do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
coaching?
Girl, my favorite quote is great people make other people great. So I love it. And I really, when they get it, now, the thing is, some people think that, I'm a magician, but the coaching it's like a dance, right? So if you don't do your homework, then there's a challenge for me to coach you, right? And
Right.
so that if both parties are taking it seriously, let me say that if the actors are taking it as seriously as I do, they
Mhm.
will win.
Absolutely, because it's like you're with a partner, like you are their partner, you are their coach. So it's
Exactly.
like if you're on one beat, they have to be on the same beat.
They
So
have
it all makes sense. That makes sense to me, girl, because I'm like,
Okay, I can't want it for you more than you want it for yourself. Period.
exactly, exactly.
You know.
So how did you get into directing?
Well, I've been coaching for forever, and then I transitioned into, and it's always been through the encouragement of friends and family, into directing stage and theater, which I love, right? And then it just kind of evolved into the television and film aspect of things by just and a dear friend of mine, Carl Seaton, who's been a mentor to me, a Emmy award-winning director, told me a few years ago. He's like, just do it, sis. Just do it. Just find a project and just direct it. Like, that's so easy. Just do it.
Right, just throw
But
yourself
kind
on
of,
out there and just get it done.
but once you set your intention, you know what I'm saying, the universe responds. And it was literally like 2 weeks after he said just do it, I was on a phone call with a girlfriend of mine, and I'm like, what you doing? She said, I'm out buying water for this movie. I was like, what movie? Long story short, she ended up asking me if I was interested in directing. And that's how,
Nice.
yeah, it was kind of like,
Nice. That's
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I always, look being, behind is probably more work. Like, would you say that it's more work or less?
It's different work, different muscles. The day goes by faster when I'm directing and producing because I'm involved in every aspect of the day, right? As an actor, it's a different kind of day because now you want to stay in character, you got lines to memorize and hold on to, you want to build chemistry with your fellow actors. So it's just different muscles, period. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And sometimes we have downtime when there's scenes as an actor, we're not in them, we might pull out our Netflix or a book or make some calls or take a nap. So
Have some
there's
fun
no
on
napping when
set.
you're directing. No nap.
Oh, okay. So like, as far as like acting and stuff, that just being on film, like how was it watching yourself the very, very first time you ever seen yourself on like television, like on TV? Like,
Ah!
how was your reaction? Because I probably would have been like, that's me. Okay.
That's a funny story. So my very first time on screen, you can barely see me because I'm in a nurse's uniform with a nurse hat on and a nurse mask on.
Oh.
And but it's in the movie Parenthood with Steve Martin, and I had one line. And Ron Howard was directing. It was like the most amazing, just being around these icons, right? And I had one line, and I said, "You better go out in the lobby, Dad. I think you got about 100 relatives out there." I will never forget my first line, and that was it. Like this, no, Carl.
So like you was just covered, like boom. Like nobody, the only thing they could see is your eyes.
You know what I'm saying? But I still own it. That was my first SAG check, and life has been good ever since then. That was in 1989. Who said that? Were you even born in 1989, young lady?
Yes, I was.
So, what year were you born? In 89?
1989.
You just made it.
I just wiggled my little way on in there, okay? Like you said,
Exactly.
1989. I'm like, woo, woo.
That was a good year.
That was an amazing year.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
even though I
No,
was just
that's
now getting there and getting into this world, but it was still an amazing year.
that's all right. That's what made it amazing because you entered
Okay.
the world.
In this big old world that we call world, yeah.
Mhm.
But what is your influencers? Like, what influenced you to keep going and keep striving and doing the things that you do?
My family is a huge support and inspiration. And like I mentioned earlier, my mom, just had the intuition to get me involved in the arts somehow, some way. And so my mother's definitely a huge influence as far as finishing what you start. She and my dad were very big about that, right? But then just in life, period, I'm really all about the law of attraction and understanding that. And so all of the teachers from, Abraham Hicks and even Oprah talks about it, just that idea of what we put out, we get back. And it's not, people think it's about actions, but it's really about energy.
Hmm.
And so if your
I would
energy
agree.
is stank, you're gonna get back stanky stuff. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
And
Yes.
then the reverse is true. So that's my biggest influence. Now there are a lot of people that I respect and regard, and that I've looked up to, like the Shonda Rhimes and Debbie Allen, like the triple threat of her directing and producing and act. Like, I love that, and she comes from a dance background. So there are a lot of women and men, don't get me wrong, like I said, my directing mentor is a man, but there are just so many people that I could say thank you to. You mentioned girlfriends. Mara Brock Ali is a major influence, not just in terms of her being smart enough to cast me, just kidding, but because
I know
but
that's
because of her creation, her work as a creator. She's just, she's, her and Shonda are like my top two. And Ava, I'm feeling Ava DuVernay. Like, there's just so many. Oh, and Sally Richardson, I'm so proud of her,
hmm
and directing, and Tasha Smith. Like, oh my, and these are friends of mine. Like, let me stop, because if I forget somebody, see why you asked me that.
because that's important. We all need to know. Just
It is.
somebody might be watching this and you never know. So I had to ask because
Yeah,
that's very important. That's
I
so
appreciate
important.
it. I appreciate it.
That's
And the
so
guys, let me give a shout out to Michael Beach and Eric LaSalle, who were two of my very strict instructors coming up in the game for me, because that's the thing. We should always be growing.
yes.
And the culture sometimes out here in Atlanta gets a little disappointing to me, because the actors want to say to me, why are they always bringing actors from LA? Because the work ethic is different, and they understand in LA that it's like a sport, right? If you play basketball and then you don't play for 3 months, your jump shot is going to be off when it's time for you to get back on the court.
Absolutely.
So it's the same kind of, mentality. And the more people adopt that, the more work they'll get, period.
Yeah, that's how that sounds about right. Like you can't go into something half stepping. That's what I tell
Mhm,
people. Like you
mhm.
half stepping doesn't get you anywhere. And as
No,
far as like piggybacking off of that energy is very important because some people will just be around and knowing this person got some bad energy, I'd be like,
girl. No, I'm an official energy snob now. I
she
absolutely.
said I'm an
It doesn't mean you can't be around me
right,
and be in a funk, but
right,
if you're not trying to work your way out of it, then I'm
right.
gonna let you sit in it, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll circle back.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But I'm here to help you work your way out of it if you're interested. But some people, they dig in and they want to stay there for a minute, and
Yeah.
I
It's
let
so
them have.
much life. It's so much life.
You
Like
know?
just get out of it. Like, I mean, you go through it and it's just like, okay, I'm here. What can I do to get myself out of this little funky
Right,
situation?
right.
Okay, I don't want to sit in it. Like, who wants to sit in bad energy? I don't.
That's what I'm saying. And the fact that we have the power to change it, it's like you don't, you know what I mean? Like that's
Right. We're in control. Like we are in
in control.
control of how we take things, how we, take over situations and how we can control it. Like it doesn't have to always be, well, this person that made me upset, so I'm just gonna stay like that.
Oh
No,
yeah.
it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
have to be like
No.
that.
Yes. I love you. I'm hugging you. Can you feel the hug?
I can feel the
You're
hug. I can
right.
feel the hug. I can feel it. I can feel it. So what it was, you have anything new? Any new projects you're working on or
Yes. So right now I'm on a movie called The Pass, which is really interesting. On the outskirts, it looks like the movie is about how couples might give you a pass to go play around someplace, but it's really so much deeper than that, and it's really well thought out, well written. I wish I feel horrible. What's Todd's last name? Candy Burrs' husband. Do you know his last name?
you asked me too quick. You asked me too quick.
I
But I know
know, and
exactly who
I
you're
should
talking about.
know.
I have his
No,
face right here.
no, let me tell you how bad it is. I'm working on his movie, so I'm really the one that should be shamed. But I've always just said Todd, and that's horrible. But he wrote it. He's producing
Mhm.
it. It's his first film. I'm so proud of him. It's really, really good. And I can't tell you too much about it because you just gotta wait for it and watch it. But we're having a
Right.
great time on set. The acting is good. It's starring Drew. Oh, what's Drew's last name from The Housewives?
I know
You
who you're
okay?
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
if
know.
she's
I'm
gonna
only
kill
good with
me too.
first names. Last names is
I
just like
know, that's me too. I
just like that.
can't.
Oh,
But
okay.
she
Unless
plays
somebody
my
say it.
daughter, and she's
Nice.
killing it. She's doing.
Nice.
We've got amazing chemistry. So right now, yeah, I'm having fun in the sandbox. But then there's a movie that we're distributing that I was an executive producer on, and in it last year called Killer Instinct. There's a series that I actually go into negotiations tomorrow that I would be a producer and a director on, and so life is good. God is amazing.
Amazing. Okay, because you are putting in the work, and I am here for it. I'm
Mhm.
definitely here for it.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see the movie. I can't wait to see the movie. I can't wait to see the series. Let's
Thank
talk
you, baby.
about Blackjack. It's
Yes, shall we?
so how was filming that movie? How was it? Because a lot of people are, I don't know if they think like it was like supposed to be a Christmas movie. I kind of got a different feel. Like I mean, yeah, maybe the name Blackjack Christmas because of the Christmas and when it came out, but it was more so for me like somebody, she's trying to find her way and she's trying to get out of things. So I didn't look at it as a Christmas movie. It was great.
I love that you said that because I've been saying throughout all of our promotions that it's really a movie that takes place around Christmas.
Mhm,
And most people forget that the movie Die Hard is actually a Christmas movie.
mhm.
Um,
It is
and it's sort of in that vein. And I, yeah, if we could take out the word Christmas, it would definitely be a movie worth watching all year round because of the subject matter is really not about the holiday.
right.
It's about family and addiction and overcoming and forgiveness and,
Mhm,
all of the toxic stuff that can happen in a family and how we can get on the other side of it, you
mhm.
know? So, yeah, I kind of, yeah, I wish there was a way to take out the Christmas. Sorry, Victoria, I love you. But this is because
Victoria, no shade. It was a great movie.
shade. No, not ever. Not
No
ever.
shade.
Ever. Because she wrote her butt off, Victoria Raoul. She really, this is just, again, I'm always so impressed with the way her mind works.
Yeah.
And the fact that she cast me and believed in me to be able to carry that movie was a huge compliment and responsibility that I did not take lightly. I was like, yo, bring it. Let's go. Let's
Right.
go.
Let's go ahead and get this done. Let's start filming because I got it.
I
I'm
got it. I got it. And when I saw it, I will admit I was very proud. I really was. I was like, yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to practice what I teach,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's just it has to be so like a great feeling, like just here. Like it just has
Yeah,
to be like,
it
you
was.
coach and then you actually get to be, in action doing what
Yes,
you love to do.
yes.
Like I just think that's so amazing.
Yeah, it was. It really was. But because I coach, I'm also very hard on myself.
Mhm.
And so for me to still be proud of it, as hard as I know I am, was like, all right, what's next? Let's go.
Yay. Because it was a win.
Yeah,
That was a win. Awesome.
100%.
Awesome.
100.
Have you ever broke out a character like while like filming like have you ever forgot your lines or like just went
Oh,
into like
no.
a complete like
No, no, we don't forget our lines. No. No,
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 okay.
like, you might do a run through and you like, oh, wait, what's that word? And have a minute, or a moment. But no, no, no. And that's my biggest pet peeve. I will say that as a director and an actor, quite frankly, as an actor, if I show up and I got my lines memorized and you're my acting partner, I expect you to meet me there.
Right.
I don't want to have to wait for you to get your words so we could get in a flow. As a director,
Mhm.
that's what the hell I'm hiring you to do,
Right.
ma'am, sir. So that's your job. That's show up prepared for your job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, no, the lines. That's a. Mm-mm. But have I ever broken? Yeah, because sometimes you work with crazy people that do silly stuff that make and those are the fun times for
Mhm.
sure. Live theater is definitely even more opportunity to do that.
Mhm.
Um, Carl Payne, Tommy Ford, Wendy Raquel, Michael Beach, Denise Dowles, Carl. Anyway, these are some veteran fools, and I could say this: some
Mhm.
are alive, and some are blessing us with their spirit. But when I
Mhm.
tell you, we would get on stage and purposely try to surprise each other with things. It made for some good muscle building, and it was fun. It was really fun. It really showed you who you were because obviously in live theater there's no cut or go back or you know
Right.
take two. So yeah, there have been some fun times that have surprised me,
Mhm.
but not anything that I wasn't prepared for.
Well,
Not to.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's awesome.
yeah,
Um, so like in theater, I did a little bit of theater.
yeah. Tell me.
A little bit, just a little. It wasn't a lot. It was it was like a little play that I did when I was in high school, and I remember my partner. I looked at him and I had this real big because I forgot what I was supposed to
Uh
say
huh. Uh
because I
huh.
was nervous and it was my first time and I remember just like staring at him like
Like a deer
he
in
was like
headlights.
yeah he was like you're supposed to say this you're supposed and I just turned and I looked and I just bowed down just like the show was over like the
The
show
end.
was over I was just like there you have it. And I'm like looking around, like, are y'all gonna close the curtains? No, we're not gonna close the curtains. So I just like kind of like politely like just walked off and I was like, oh my God,
No, you didn't.
I got my lines. Yeah, and I remember my teacher, she was so just like, why would you walk off? Like, why would you walk off? Like you shouldn't have walked off. And I'm like, I forgot my line. Like I didn't know what I was supposed to say.
So did you go back out?
No,
It's
I
okay.
didn't. I
No
didn't go
judgment.
back out. I just went and I went out. I just went running. I just went running. Like I went running. Like I believe my dad or my mom was there, and I just went running to them. Like I'm ready to go
Oh,
home. Like I'm ready to go home because it was bad.
it
And
can
needless
be.
to say, I didn't do anything for the rest of the year. Like as far as theater was concerned, because like
Yeah.
I was like everybody was like you walked off, and the next day at school, the next few days at school was just like I was the one that walked off.
And how did it make you feel?
Horrible.
Oh, I'm
It made
sorry.
me feel horrible and I felt defeated. But that's now I'm like, I'm so like you said, I'm so hard on myself. Like I have to finish this. Like I took that as a learning tool though.
That
I
was.
took that as a learning
That's
tool.
a big
And I
one.
was just like, I will never do that again. Like anything that
Yeah.
I do, even, I will not, I would make up something. I mean, they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the lesson. That's the secret. You know what
right,
I mean?
right.
Yeah.
I was like, they won't know. So I was just like, I'm just going to leave it at that. And
I love it. But I love you for sharing that with me. Hugs again. Because
yeah, yeah.
that's a big deal. But yeah, no, I haven't had any of those moments in real life, but I have had dreams of that happening. I have had, and for me, those are nightmares. I have
Yeah.
had that feeling before. That's like I'm
Yeah.
on stage and I don't know what to say. And then I wake up and I'm really glad it was a dream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would be glad it was a dream too. I would not want to listen. That is just like a no. Like, I mean, but then too, I was in high school, so I didn't.
Yeah, you were a baby.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was
that
just
was a lesson. You were supposed to learn a lesson from that, and you got it.
absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know,
I did. I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Like, I was like so like surprised, like shocked. So
I
like
get
it
it,
was
Mama.
just like, oof. Do you have any advice for anybody that's like wanting to get into acting or coaching or anything like that?
Absolutely, the number one thing, as we spoke about it before, is to continue to hone your craft. Even if there's certain projects that are a little daunting, or I just want to bring something different to it, I will still call on a coach.
Hmm.
So you never stop growing.
Right.
Also, really remember that it's important to be kind to everybody on every stage, on every set, because the person who is the production assistant today will be the executive producer or director tomorrow. That's how this works,
Exactly.
right? So, learning the craft, never thinking that you have it all, right? There's always more to learn and grow. And more, the most important thing, the number one thing, be kind to yourself.
Absolutely.
It is a
Absolutely.
journey. It
Mhm.
is a journey, and it is not designed to coddle you or your feelings. It's a lot of rejection, right? It's a numbers game. It's a lot of. This is the only profession where we have to keep job interviewing over and over and over and over, right? If you think
Right.
about everything else, it's just a matter of maybe elevating in your job. But
Mhm.
pretty much once you do that initial interview, if you're in the career of your choice, you're
Mhm.
done interviewing,
Right.
right?
Right.
So an audition for us is a constant interview after interview after interview. And it can feel a little discouraging at times. And sometimes we do auditions and we don't feel that great about them, or we feel great about them and we didn't book it. And we're like, what happened? Whatever side it's on, be kind to yourself.
Mhm.
Be thankful for every part of the journey. If you are auditioning, hallelujah, you should be just celebrating for the fact that somebody wants to see you.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
there was a time when this was just a thought, an idea, a hope, a wish. I
Mhm.
want to act.
Right.
Once you get to the place where you even have an agent or you're submitting yourself, regardless,
Mhm.
somebody is asking to see you. That's a win.
Mhm.
Even if you don't book it, that's a
Mhm.
win.
Right. I don't think people understand. Some people don't understand that though. I think they get hung up on, well, I didn't get it. So
And
this,
then they
but
start judging themselves. And but you know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I didn't do it right. And listen, that is a downward slope
it
that's
is.
never ending.
It definitely is. And I just, like people that want to be, in the industry or, trying to find their way. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Cause I remember when I started modeling and I was like,
Yeah. Girl, I have so much respect for models. Look here, child. People be asking me all the time, do you model? I'm like, mm-mm. First of all, because I like to eat. Boom. And secondly, it's not easy. I used to watch Top Model all the time and just be like, man, like, man, because you don't know until you get a show or something like that to show you, right? Because you
mhm.
just think, oh, you just got to be cute.
Yeah, just more to it. It's
Way.
more to it. Like I found that out and I was like, whew,
Yeah.
okay, let me get myself together here because I went into it with one mindset thinking that it was just going to be, just, oh, pictures, walking, easy. And
Right.
uh-uh, it's so
Mhm.
different. It's
Mhm.
so different, and it's just like, you do, for me, I've been hard on myself before. I've been, doubted myself before, but then, like, as I got older, I can say that.
A full 13 and a half. No, I'm just
As I got a little bit older, a little bit wiser, I started
Mhm.
realizing, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay to get no's. I remember my first no, I was devastated. I was like,
Mhm.
no,
Right.
I don't know. Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, I mean, I remember I went over that, like, just reading the email,
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm sorry,
yeah,
we're not accepting you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe I just been told no. So what that made me do was, it just made me work harder and, like, appreciate it, and
there
to
you go.
learn to have fun when I'm
Right.
going to castings and stuff. So I think that's, some people, they just, they get it and then they just walk away. Like, once they get that first no, it's just like it's
Yeah.
over. And I
It's
don't
it's
shouldn't be like that.
well, yeah, and that's why a good support system is important. You know what I mean? Words of affirmation are
Hmm.
very important from your support, because
Hmm.
it is a challenge. No is not rejection ain't sexy, whether it's in a personal relationship or a professional relationship. Rejection is rejection.
No,
Okay,
hurts. It
okay,
hurts.
no hurt. So you need a plan, a self-care plan, so how to deal with
Right.
the no's so that you can still be okay. You
Right.
know?
That's true. That is true. And I think, that's, I mean, with the world today that we live in, self care, self
It,
love, that's so important. And
it
we
is.
all need to, like, find whatever it is that makes us, relax. We
Yes.
need to take time out and do it because, life is busy.
It's
Life is busy. It gets busy.
girl. And it's real. And this little thing right here, uh, emotional support for real. Like
Yeah.
cute and everything, but I got him for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say hi.
I've always wanted a dog.
Say hi. This is life. Say hi. No.
Oh, that's boy, girl.
Boy.
Oh, that's his name. His name is
Yes.
Life.
Life.
Oh,
LYF.
that's
It stands for love you forever.
oh,
Yes. And
oh,
he's
look at
such a
him.
gentle spirit, just as sweet
Yeah.
as yeah. Anyway, we
Right.
digress.
I'm just like looking at the little
I
dog,
know,
and I'm like,
I know. I
oh,
didn't mean because
he
he will
gonna get
steal
my
it.
dog.
You have a doggy too?
No, mm-mm.
No.
No, my schedule, it won't let me
Yeah,
get one right now. So I mean,
girl,
I
don't
had a
do it.
dog. I had a
Okay.
Chihuahua. It was a teacup Chihuahua, and my twin and I. Well, my twin,
You
she
have a
named him.
twin?
I have a
Oh,
twin
cool.
sister. Yeah.
Ah, who does? What girl didn't want a twin sister growing up? That's so
Listen, it was
awesome.
fun.
Mhm.
It was fun. It was
I
We had a great
know it
time.
has to
And then she
be.
got married and divorced me, so
Oh, well,
it's
yeah,
okay.
that part.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. But she named my dog Dog.
I
And it's just,
know.
yeah, it's just dog. So I was like, okay, so you named him Dog? She was like, yeah, we can call him Dog. And I was like dog, like
I
Dog.
like it.
And she was like, yeah, well, that's his name is Dog. I said, but it's dog. And she was like, no, it's Dog. So when I would make him appointments and stuff, they would literally look at the paper and be like, dog?
Dog.
No, it's not dog, it's Dog.
Yes. Yes, that's so funny. I
But
get it.
I'm going to end up getting me a dog soon.
I
Soon.
like chihuahuas. My mommy has a chihuahua.
Oh,
Yeah. Those
yeah,
are
they
sweet
are.
dogs too.
They are, and a lot of people, like, they're barky. They bark a lot. And
My
my dog
mom
did.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, my Dog didn't bark at all. Like, I mean, the only time he would bark, and I caught on to it, is if he didn't like somebody. Like, if somebody came over and he would start that little bark and stuff, and
Mhm.
I caught on to it. Like, he never barks. It's
That's
only
important.
when I have somebody over and
Yep.
it's not right. Like,
Yep. That's real. Those
yeah,
instincts are real.
animals know. They
They
be
do.
knowing.
And kids.
Yeah, they are. They really are. They really are. So, like, when my schedule gets better, I might not get a little dog like that. I'm thinking about getting a cane corso. Those dogs are huge.
Ooh, but I like big dogs too.
I
I
do.
just wanted to get a little one so he could travel with me because, like you
Yeah.
said, being gone. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I feel better if I can take him with me as many places as
Yeah.
possible, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it's, okay, so we done got personal.
I know,
We
right?
didn't finish
It's
we're
okay, girl, what?
talking about our animals and stuff like
I
that. So,
know.
but that's pretty exciting though. And I love his name, Life. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's
I
that
wish
I
I
mean
could
it
take
fits.
credit for naming him, but it's a great name. It's a great dog.
It is. Yeah, that's a good dog. What kind of dog is it?
He is a mix between a Shih Tzu and a Bichon, and
Oh.
he's called a teddy bear breed. Like there's a little, that's an actual breed, teddy bear.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Till I started looking for a dog, and I was like, oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, he was in our conversation, so he gets his time. Let him
I
get
know,
his
I
time.
know, I
Okay,
know.
I know that's right. Okay, mommy's got to get her time. So does baby. Okay,
Oh,
I know that's
yeah.
right. He made sure he got his time too, because I
Girl,
see
he
him
gives
walking
attention
around.
hard. Don't get it twisted. He likes his attention. Yes.
It's like, who is this talking to my mommy?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Who is that? Who
That
is
is
this?
it. Yes, exactly.
So listen.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I have another question. This
Okay.
is really exciting. So, out of your whole entire career, right? Out of your whole entire career, what would you say would be I guess, your highlight, challenging, or your most that your highlight, challenging? Let's do the highlight and challenging. What out of your whole entire career, because you're just amazing. You're all around an amazing person. So what has been challenging for you, and what has been a highlight for you?
Let's do the challenging first so we end
Got
on a highlight, right? Um, what is challenging for me is sometimes just simply being a woman in this industry.
it.
Um, it's been challenging to go from on camera to off camera and be taken seriously by what
Mm,
we call the suits, right?
mm,
Um, you coming from modeling, you can understand, right?
mm,
You say you
mhm.
decide to be a model and you go say, okay, now I want to direct or produce some shows. And they're like, girl, go put some lipstick on and come back. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
to get them to see me as a businesswoman, as a leader on set, that has been a bit of a challenge. We're coming on the other side of it because now the industry is checking for women of color in that
yeah,
way. So
mhm,
that's very helpful.
yeah,
And then I know this is, where I don't know whatever it's going to sound like, but within that challenge, and I hope the men are listening, and I know you know this, coming
mhm,
from your background, sometimes to just be a halfway decent looking woman,
yeah,
it's really challenging. That's why the Me Too movement came out, right?
yeah,
Challenging to just freaking work
yeah.
and not have to navigate the conversations and
Get
the
it.
flirtations
I
and
get it.
I know you
I
do.
get it. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I get it. I understand that 100% because it's like, as a beautiful, I mean, all women are beautiful. We are beautiful in our own way.
yes, we are.
And it's like, it's like we shouldn't have to feel like we have to do this or we have to do that just to be able to be heard or to be seen. Like why, like our skills are not good enough. It should be, because
This is
we
what I'm
work
saying.
hard. We work
Yes.
hard. We put in countable hours to present ourselves, and then
Yes.
to be for someone to just to be like, or wanting something else, like the take. It's so,
And you
that is
just
very challenging.
I want to ask so often, if I was a man, would you have said that same thing?
No, they wouldn't.
You know what I mean? You already know the answer. Listen, I had a really great meeting a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
And it was the second or third meeting with a person who's normally very conservative and doesn't really laugh or smile a lot. And as you can tell, I'm kind of silly. And
Yeah.
so we were talking the other day, and he was still very stoic. And I said, "Look, you need friends like me to make you laugh and loosen you up and cuss you out, right?" And then he got quiet, and I said, "See, there you go, over analyzing, thinking. That's what I'm saying. You so sick." He said, "No, no, no, no. I wasn't quiet because of that. I was quiet because I was thinking I need more than that."
What?
Right. Girl.
Mm,
So biggest challenge is just being
I,
a freaking woman. Okay.
yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely understand. I've run into as well, and it's just like, for what? Like, why do we have to? Why do we have to? What do you mean? Like, we could have just been, you know,
Why? Right. Why?
friends, business partners. Like, there's so much that we could have done. There's so much that we could have done within this time that we've met each other and everything. Now you want more. My personality is not good enough because that's all you're getting.
Thank
You know what
you.
I'm saying? Like,
You know what I'm
that's all
saying?
you're getting is
That's
my
it.
personality. Like, there's
That's
nothing else. Like, you don't
it.
want you don't want Angela.
Yes.
Okay,
Hello.
that's not with the ego. Okay, that's she. I keep her away. I keep
Right.
her away
Right.
because if I wake her,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
I definitely understand the whole. I get that, and it's crazy that it has to be like that. It really is.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Because, and I don't think, I'm not trying to man bash because I'm not doing that at all.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
yeah.
yeah, it's just like, we're all people. We're people. We all are, women. I just feel like we work hard. We
Mhm.
work hard, and it's just like, for you to ask for extra, and the first minute we stand our ground and we say no, like, that's not happening. Oh, then here comes the titling.
Right. And then you know what? Don't put me in a position to have to tell you no.
Right,
I don't want to be the rejector.
right,
Just don't even let's not even go there. Why we working?
right.
You know,
Let's have a good
which is
time.
why, you asked about advice. Everyone should, of course, do their own thing. But I've
Mhm.
never been a dater of other actors
So,
because it's important to keep that separate for me, right? In terms of
mhm.
dating actors. Not only that, again, this is not a male bashing thing. And if men are being real and they're watching it, they will confirm that men talk more than women. And so it was always important to me never to be part of the conversation, as in one that's, been over here and being passed over there or whatever, because they talk like that. I have three brothers that taught me early, right?
Mhm. Yes, indeed.
So, in terms of advice, be selective, actors, actresses, in particular the women, because of course for men it's not the same kind of you know, reputation. You know what I'm saying? If it's a man,
Right,
different,
right,
right? So
right,
yeah, that is important because I hate when people say stuff like, she slept her way to the top, whoever it is.
right,
You know what I mean? If a man, you know what I mean, you just don't hear that for men. So that would
right.
be my advice in terms of that part of the world. But as far as highlights go, honestly, Blackjack is definitely a huge highlight. It's my first time being number one on the call sheet. That means something in this industry besides the fact that you're carrying most of the weight. For
Right.
me, it also means that the tone of the set, you have a lot of control in terms of how the tone is set. It's kind of like being the Kobe Bryant, and your director is the Phil Jackson, but you're the team coach.
Hmm.
And I took that very serious. I took leadership and love and all like that, and um, I think that made a difference. I think that's part of why the movie was so good, not because I was the number one, but because I took that position seriously enough to make sure that everybody felt comfortable and secure and prepared. And because we run them lines before it's time to get over there,
Right.
so that whole experience, and then to see the end result and to be so proud of it, is definitely a highlight. But I got to give shouts out to girlfriends because people still
Yeah.
know me from girlfriends, which is great.
Oh my
I love.
gosh. Like, yes, girlfriends was, I love girlfriends. Like, I love that. Like, me and my sisters, we would always pick.
Wait,
we
which
would,
ones y'all were? Okay, so who were you?
we would. I feel like I was always Tony.
Okay. Okay. Wait till we talk offline.
Yes, I will tell you a little bit more why I felt like I was always Tony. Like my sister, I felt like she was Joan. Like it just like I don't know. I think it was because like it's four of us. Like I come from a big family though. Like it's eight of
Hmm.
us,
I love
and like the four oldest. Like there's three of them that's older than me. So
it.
it's
Okay.
like it's I don't know. We used to just sit and we used to watch Girlfriends, and we used to. I love that show, and I will watch it over and over again. I don't
That's
care how I
awesome.
will watch it because it's like even watching it now, like I have a better understanding
Hmm. Hmm.
of
Hmm.
what was going on when I was younger. I was just like, oh, they're so pretty,
Right,
like,
right. People that look like me. You're just happy to see, right? Images of
like
yourself.
yes, yes, and I was just like, oh, that could be me one day. Oh, well,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to go through that. I don't ever want to have to go through that. But it's just like Girlfriends is such like so many people still watch it. Like so many
I
people still
know.
watch that show,
I
and it's because
know.
it's just like it's a great show to watch. Like it has a
It
great
is.
storyline. It I mean real life problems like the stuff that they went through. Like women,
Yeah. It's still
business
relevant.
women,
Yeah.
it's very relevant. Like
Yes.
women still go through that. Like
Yes.
we still go through that. So
Yes.
Girlfriends, it's just
It
it's
is. And it's a historical piece, which is why I have to say that'll always be one of my highlights. For sure.
yes, I can see why.
Yeah.
I can definitely see why.
Yeah.
It Girlfriends is just an amazing show. Like I might watch that now when I get
I
off.
know, right? You gotta be thinking
Like
about
just
when's the
like
last time I put it on?
right? Like it was Girlfriends is such a great show. I mean, it was a lot of good shows back in my time.
Girl, please. Yesterday. You know my yesterday? It was good. Back
I'm
in
a lot older than what I look though.
I already listen, 89. You already told me a little bit. You ain't much older. You can still be my baby.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
look
true.
at how cute. Yes, I
Okay,
love it.
that's true. That's true. But personality for the industry, I think is a big deal.
Mhm.
What you would say a person would have to have like what like tough skin or like coming into it for whoever's watching, who will be watching this. Would you say like how would they would have to carry themselves as personality? Because not everybody's like like I feel like your personality is great. Like it's like loud. Like that's how I am. Like
Mhm.
I just like to have fun. I like to
Mhm.
dance. I like even though I can't sing, but I will be singing my
Right, me
world right
too.
away. Like nobody is in the room. Like I don't care what I sound like. And I see like when I go to a lot of castings, I see like some models they're like ducked off to the side, and I always go over there and I always speak. I don't know how it is on the
So
acting
sweet.
end of it
Yeah.
as far as that is concerned. Because when I see people like I always have to go over there like, hi, I'm Marzel Roulette. How are you? And I start talking to them, I warm them up or whatever, and then I just feel like personality on my end of what I do. I
Mhm.
feel like that's a major thing. How is it for the acting side and the
It
directing
is.
side?
On set, it is my absolute sandbox. I'm so happy to be there that I can't help but share my happy with everyone else.
Mhm.
I'm a hugger. I appreciate the exchange of energy. I think sometimes we never even know when that hug might save a life, not to get too dramatic, but the truth
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
right? It's that simple. And so it's like even when I'm not number one on the call sheet, I'm number one on the call sheet. Do you
right.
know what I mean? I
Mhm.
still take the same responsibility if I'm on set for 1 day or 10 days or, 10 weeks. I still feel the same sense of responsibility to leave the set better than I got there,
Mhm.
as far as being kind to other people, being aware of your presence and being helpful. And you know what I mean? Just the little stuff that goes along, just asking the sound guy, how was your night? Did you get some rest? Did just the simple things. Now what's crazy and a little bit different, hey doc, is that I'm actually really an introvert though in regular life.
Oh my gosh, I am too. I am too. I'm the same way. Like I'm an introvert kind of.
Right.
Like my
Like,
social battery is only good for like maybe 2 hours.
boom. Now, if I'm with my friends or family, my people, I can hang forever.
Oh yeah.
But crowds, I have to really get my mind right for it.
Hmm.
If it's a crowd that I don't know, like concerts or things that are really crowded, girl, I got to get my whole heart and mind right for it.
Yeah, you got
but
me. Yeah,
I'm
about a good
safe on
hour.
set. Somebody loved Girlfriends. Hey, Dina.
Hey,
Thank you. Oh, thanks, Jerome.
thank you.
So now we getting comments. I like that. I didn't know we was getting comments. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like if I go out like big crowds and stuff, and it's because I'm so one, I'm always going to be noticed because I'm so tall.
I
I'm
know.
like a
I knew you were gonna
giant.
say that. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
I love it.
I'm 6 foot, and I used to get picked on a lot when I
That
was
height is
growing up.
beautiful, girl.
I
I hope
used
you
to get.
stand up straight. Don't you don't slump hunch down, do you?
I used to.
Okay, not no
I
more.
used to, not anymore,
Good
because
girl.
I had to grow into me. Like this is who I am. Like
Hmm.
in the fifth grade, I was the tallest, the tall
I
girl
love
that
it. Yes. Yes.
everybody looked up to and picked on, and because I wore high waters. Like, like
Yes. I get it.
I mean, it was tough. So I didn't like my height, but growing up, but now it's just like I own it. Like that's just who I am. I'm tall. I'm a tall woman. Like that's just I.
Yes.
I'm not going to shrink. I'm not going to hunch anymore. I'm not going to do any of that. Like when
Yes.
I walk
Thank
into a
you.
room, like you're going to feel my presence. You're going to feel my energy. And, it can be intimidating. I had somebody tell me that I was intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? Me? No way.
Yeah. Okay. Then that's not. Yeah. No, you're not. First of all, you're not at all. Hey, Dina. Who is
Hey,
Dina? Do you know Dina?
no, I was about to ask you, do you know who Dina is?
Well, we know her now.
Hey, Dina. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey. Glad to have you.
Thank you for watching. We
Right.
appreciate it. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it. But yeah, I understand what you mean by big crowds, small. I'm the same way. Like, and I know because my social, I call it my social battery, and I'm like,
I
it
like
like
that. I'm gonna use it.
cool. Yeah, go ahead. Take. It's like I'm out and I can feel it. Like I'll be at a full charge, and then
Girl, listen. That's
as
why
it
I don't
goes,
like. I gotta drive. So
yeah,
when I'm ready to go,
yeah.
I can
That's
go.
how I am too. I have to take my own car. No, you can't come and pick me up, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not
Mm-mm,
trying to be like that because when I'm ready
mm-mm,
to go,
mm-hmm.
I'll be ready to go, and don't make me wait because
I love you. We both had the same thought.
okay, do not
Yeah,
make me
the
wait because if I
nonverbal.
have to wait, I might take your car. I might leave myself,
I
and then you
mean,
would have to figure out how you're going to get home because I told you.
Uber is a beautiful thing, honey.
Okay, but I'm kind of
Hmm.
scared of them Uber drivers. They be doing too much.
No, I don't. No, no, don't go there. No, I didn't mean for you. I meant for somebody in your car that ain't ready to go when you ready to
Oh,
go.
yeah, yeah, for them, yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
And
gotta
I'll
figure
even
it
send them
out.
the money since I took their car. Like, here you go. Don't even
Hey.
worry about it. Come get your car. It's here, safe and sound. Nothing's wrong with it.
Exactly. Exactly. But I gotta go.
Nothing's wrong with
But
it. But I am the same exact way. And you mentioned dance.
yes.
You dance. So do I. I used to dance when I was young. I've been dancing. I
What kind
watched
of dance did you take?
hip hop.
I love hip hop. That's my favorite. But I grew up in Colorado, so I had to start with ballet, tap, and jazz.
Oh, I always wanted to be a ballerina.
Oh, it's beautiful to watch, but it's hard. And
Really?
it's not fun. Yes. And especially when you start doing like on your toes.
Uh
Have you ever noticed that ballerinas' feet are not attractive?
huh.
If you should just Google it, look up ballet toes or something, and you go, oh, Dina says she met me twice. Why you gonna put me on blast,
So you
Dina?
do know her.
I know I ain't got my glasses on, so you see me trying to look at her face, just telling
Yeah,
on
you was
myself.
all up in the camera. I
Girl,
met you
all up
twice.
in it. Like, what? I'm sorry, Dina. And this is our third meeting, and I'm so glad we're meeting again. They say three's a charm. When I
Mhm.
see you in public next time, I need you to come to me and say, I'm the Dina from In the House. And I'll give
Absolutely.
you In the House Media. Sorry. House call.
But
Sorry,
no,
Dina.
I've heard that ballerinas' feet um, are
It,
not
it's
pretty.
hard.
So
Hard.
in that sense, I'm glad that I
It's hard.
didn't be a
Yeah.
ballerina. But I just always thought like, because I was so tall, like I would be a pretty ballerina. Like that's what I
Oh,
wanted.
you would.
I would have because how long my legs are. So it's just like now it's just like,
I get it. Are you in Atlanta? Are you in Georgia?
yes, I am.
So where's some good hip hop classes? We need to go.
We definitely need to go. I know there's one. This girl, she just sent it to me on Instagram.
For real?
I do, yeah, I do follow you on Instagram, so
Okay,
and
so
I
you
will
send it to
send it
me?
to you. Absolutely, Absolutely. It's more like a I don't know if because I don't know him, but it looks like it's more like a workout type thing, but it's
Is
hip
it
hop.
Dwayne? Is that his name?
No, I don't think it's Dwayne.
Okay.
I don't think it's Dwayne.
Okay. But
But
good. I'm down for
yeah,
whatever.
all in all, like we are definitely are going to take a hip hop class
Let's
because I
yeah,
love hip hop. Like
I
hip hop
need
is
to get
like
back into it.
yeah.
Uh who's putting me on blast? Stop it. Right. I'm not can help me, sis. Help me. Say something.
She knew y'all. She was just seeing if y'all knew. She knew
Yeah.
exactly who you was. She was
Yes,
just trying to
boo.
see if y'all
Tell
was paying attention.
I got such a big hug coming for you, Dina, when I see you next time. I promise. A
She
hug
was.
and
She knew
maybe.
who you was, Christina. She was just
Yes,
playing.
I did. And when I see you next, we're gonna do a shot. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. She was just joking. She was joking. She knew who you was.
Thank you.
Because you
I suck. I really do. But I don't mean no harm.
it's okay. I mean, hey, listen, we just sitting here talking, we having a great time.
I know. I love
Definitely are
it.
going to take hip hop classes.
Great.
I do follow you on social media.
Yes.
So that is going to be a must. So whenever
Yes.
your schedule, works and it's open, my schedule's
Yes.
open, we are definitely going to
Yes.
initially meet in
Yes.
person. Um,
Yes.
and
ASAP.
go dance.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Absolutely,
Let's do it.
because I
I
love
have a
dancing.
couple of great friends that are 6 feet that I just love to death. And when I'm with them, I feel envy. I'd be making me stand up. I'm only 5'7". Well, not only, but I'm 5'7". I'd be like, so
Okay, yeah, yeah. My little sister, she's only 5'4". She's short. I don't know what happened. Her twin brother is like 7 foot.
really? So you
Yeah,
guys have two sets of twins?
my mom had three sets of twins, but she lost one, my
Um,
sister. But my that's alive. And she has two sets, and we're all fraternal. Both of us are both of
how
us.
different is that?
Yeah,
Is
it's
she written up in some magazine or something for the lady with the?
she should have been because whew, I'm like, whoo, mom, you did that twice. I just whoo, whoo.
That's
Mm,
beautiful, though. That's
yeah,
so. I love family. There's six of us, three girls and three boys.
nice.
And yeah, so two of my brothers have passed on, but I love big families. I love families. My mom had eight, of her brothers and sisters, and like so, lots of cousins, and I just love family, man.
Family is great. Family
Yeah.
is such a great thing. Like moving from my family and my twin, but I talk to my twin every day. Every morning we talk. But when I went back home to visit, it was a different type of visit. Like it just felt so good. Like I wanted to sleep in my mom's bed and everything.
Girl, I do that too. I do that
I
too.
wanted to so bad, but I know she don't like people in her bed.
Oh,
Sorry, ma'am. She do not like people in her bed. But you can go in a room, but you
right.
ain't sitting on
Don't
her
get in
bed. Like
the bed.
she just
I
yeah,
get you.
she does not play that. But it was just good seeing my sisters. I see my brother. My brothers, it's only two of them, and the rest of us is girls. So they be doing
Mhm.
their own thing. They just be like, "Oh,
Mhm.
them girls."
I get
Some
it.
girls, they nah, we're not gonna do that. But family is so important
Yeah. Where
nowadays.
where is your family? Where's home?
I'm from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Okay.
So I moved to Georgia about a year ago. February will
Okay.
make a year. So, stepping out on faith, following
Wow.
my dreams. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but I've had fun doing it. I've had fun.
Yeah. Well, this is great what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
dope.
you. Thank you. Yeah. It's just, it's all just, it's in God's favor.
Yes.
it's
Yes.
it's
You
in
are
God's favor.
favored. I love it. Well, welcome to Atlanta. So yeah, so we got to celebrate your 1 year
We do.
anniversary.
We gotta go
So
dance.
let's get our hip hop going on,
We
and
do.
then yeah, we'll toast it
We're gonna
up.
make a whole yes, we're gonna make a night of it because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's I,
Because
I
why
can't
not?
wait. I can't wait to meet you. Like it's just like
Ditto.
exciting, like watching you on TV. Then I'm like talking to you. It's just like
I
like
know.
it's
You
just
see, I'm
so
just
exciting.
regular people, just like you.
Right. But still it's just like, the humbleness is that's awesome.
Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you.
Because I've met some celebrities that was just like
Yeah, girl, me too.
like just like okay. Okay, great.
Mhm.
This is
But
awesome.
you know what? Those experiences too have helped shape me.
Hmm.
because those I took that to say, okay, that's not the impression I want to leave on anyone.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I meet people that are giving me the impression that I don't want to leave on anyone, it's like,
Right.
got it, copy that. You
Yeah,
know?
you know what not to do, what to do, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's important. I think that's important because I don't. It's very. When you want people to talk good about you, because people gonna make up stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
They're
yep,
gonna make up about you
yep.
anyway. But if you know that you're like that right person, and people actually know who you are,
Mhm. You can say what you want.
you can say whatever you want because the people
Mhm.
that truly know you,
Exactly.
they know exactly what you're about, and that's the beauty of it. Because I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know, people probably talk about me all the time. I don't care.
Well, so there's this quote that says, like, when you're in your 20s, you're really concerned about what other people think.
Hmm.
When you're in your 40s, you stop caring so much. But when you're in your 60s, you realize, well, nobody thinking about you in the first place.
Right. Oh.
So sit with that for a second, right? We spending all this time worried about what other people. Everybody else is worried about their own stuff.
Right.
Now, boy,
The own
you
stuff.
like that catch? Did you like
I
that?
like that catch. That catch was catchy. Okay.
Uh-huh. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the truth of it. We really are self-absorbed. It's really a me kind of world. And so while we so busy worrying about what people think, they ain't thinking about you.
Right.
They really
Yeah.
are. And if they are, it's for what, 20 seconds? What they say, how quickly every news cycle changes. And it, that's so, yeah, I do not care a whole lot about what other people think. I'm trying to live in that 60s mindset now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm trying to get there.
You will.
I'm trying to get there. Slowly. I'm slowly. I guess gravitating to that because my personality is just too big, and when somebody attacks me, I immediately be like, okay, how can I fix this? Because I
Yeah.
do not want people. Because one, it's like I'm already tall. My
Yeah.
voice is demanding.
Yeah.
I've been told that. I've been told that my
I
whole
love your
entire.
voice, by the way.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
Mhm.
Like I've been told that, so it's just like now when I approach people, it's like okay, don't look because I'm already again tall, so I have to make sure like I'm not. I don't seem like I'm charging them. So it's
Mhm.
I try to watch that because I don't want people to be like, yeah, I met her and she was just that's like that always plays in the back of my mind because I've had it done to me before.
I know. And those
So,
people that did it were idiots. And so you absolutely have to just, you know what I mean? And we're going to talk about it some more because, yeah. And
yeah.
some of it is our own stuff
Hmm.
too.
Hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Hmm.
And yeah, so I'm getting ready to do a whole life coaching session with you right now, but I guess we'll save that when we have our one-on-one time off camera. Everybody don't have.
Right. I was gonna say, well, can we save that when we have our one-on-one time
Yeah,
because
right
we're
here.
gonna get deep and I don't need everybody all up in our
That's
business,
what I'm
okay?
saying. We gonna go in.
Yeah, because I know it's gonna get deep because whoo, baby.
Yeah, I done lived a little bit longer than you. I might have a few things to share
Oh,
to help
oh,
you.
and I know it's gonna and I'm gonna take it all in because that's important to me. Like I don't have friends my age. Not saying not wait, let me
You
make
can
sure I
say it. You can
not,
say it.
not saying that they don't know anything or anything like that. It's just like you're my age. You can't teach me anything. I can't learn.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
want to learn. Like I'm
Yeah.
always like learning. Like I have to learn. Like like people that are wiser. I'm not gonna say older, but wiser than me.
That's okay.
You have there's so much that I can learn from you. There's so much that I can take from you because
Mhm.
you've been here. You've done a lot more than what I have done. So in my generation.
I already know, girl. Millennials, is that you one of the millennials? Is that your group?
Yeah, I gotta say that.
I know. I'm sorry. Hey,
Yes. That's my era.
yeah, yeah, it's a
Unfortunately.
different group, but it's all good. I love y'all too. Everybody, we judge everybody individually,
Yeah.
or we try
Yeah.
not to judge at all.
Yeah. We try, but it's so hard because my generation is real.
Different.
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah, we're it's just like we just don't get it. Like we don't get it. Like we we don't get it, and it's just like sad because not all of us is like that. Like I'm not like that. Like
I know.
yeah, when we talk off off camera, I got some stories for you, but I learned from them. I've grown from
Yeah.
them, and I've realized that that's not how I should have handled things. Like the way that I handle things now,
Yeah.
it's like, mm, I wish I could have been like this when I was in my 20s.
Yeah. But you had to have your 20s experience though to
True.
appreciate each part of it. You know what I mean? Like everything we're going through and have gone through is all a blessing or a lesson,
Yes.
you know?
Hmm.
Like no mistakes if we really believe that. And I know sometimes it's hard, especially when you incur losses and, just crazy stuff that's like, why? How is this not a mistake?
Right.
Sometimes we realize it in our lifetime, sometimes we don't, but that's that faith thing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah, and my generation really don't know
Yeah, I don't, you said it. I didn't.
much. I mean, because it's showing, like, girl, you can see it, like it's just there, like we just out there, like
But
we just out
there
there.
are, like you said, it's not all of you.
Yeah,
And maybe I just have attracted the more evolved versions of you all because I know some really great, excuse me, millennials that are beyond their years.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
I
mean?
mean, if you would have met me a few years ago, you would have been like, oh,
I've been like, where's my belt?
oh, yeah, all of that because whew, I was a mess. But you know what? I look back and I'm able to tell my sister's generation, who's I think she's like, what is it, Generation Z or something like that?
Yeah, whatever the next
The
one.
next one,
Yeah.
because who they are off, they worse than us. Okay,
Yeah,
they don't
they
be
are.
going through it, and I tell my sister like, look, you gotta really buckle down and get yourself together because this is not it. And I feel like she's not listening, so I'm like, she has to make, you have to make mistakes to learn. That's how I learn because life is the best teacher.
Definitely. And I don't know, like, what do you think? What's your opinion on the internet and that sort of speeding up the growth process or people growing up a little faster than even you did? Because for me, that, we didn't have internets and cell phones. And so the idea of really connecting with other people, you kind of had to if you wanted to enjoy yourself. So there was no texting. You had to talk or call.
I
Um,
feel like,
you know what I mean?
not to cut you off. I'm
No,
sorry.
no. Talk to me.
I feel like it's a waste. I feel like I would like to see more of us calling on the phone instead of texting. I don't text. I don't like to text. I rather call because I want to hear your voice. I want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
you're doing okay. If you have
Mm-hmm.
FaceTime, I want to FaceTime you. I
Mm-hmm.
want to actually come over, sit down, let's watch
Mm-hmm.
a movie, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
None of that goes on anymore. Like I went out to eat by myself and I looked up and there was a family. The kids were on their phone.
That's what I mean.
Like
That's what I
why? Like we're
mean.
spending family time. Like I don't. I just think we just need to get
Disconnect.
back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very disconnected as a result.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just wanted to know, like, from your opinion, because I know I'm a little old school with it, but I'm not. So it's not that I ain't that old school with it.
Right, right,
You agree, right?
right.
Yeah.
I just, I think we should just try to go back. At least that's what I'm working on for myself. I don't, I try not to be on my phone like when I'm out. I want to live in the
Mhm.
moment, have my
Mhm.
memory, take a couple pictures, few pictures, but I actually want to enjoy the
Be
company that
present.
I feel. Yeah,
Yeah.
because, life is short.
Yeah.
Life is
Yeah.
short. So, do you have I've already asked you about your future projects or anything, everything like
Mhm.
that. So, do you have anything to tell our viewers as far as Charmin Lee is concerned? Like, what I mean, you've already told me about the projects that you have coming up. You have any plans for the future? Like, what would you like to do for your future in your future?
That's so funny. They asked me that on set today.
Oh,
the hair and makeup. People were asking me, so what kind of roles, what other kind of roles do you want to play? And I did not hesitate to say a superhero.
I know that.
What? And I'm not gonna lie. So when I'm working out, I live because who likes to work out unless I'm dancing? Dancing doesn't feel like a workout to me. But when I work out, really working out, the only way I get through it is in my mind. I'm training for that show. I'm training for that movie.
Yeah.
That I don't. Are you old enough to remember Kill Bill? Yeah, I'm gonna keep messing with you about your age. I am.
Volume 1 or 2.
Oh, 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 let me straighten up. Let me work my
Okay.
face up. Let me work my face up from over here. My bad. Um, yes, that kind of stuff, right? That
Mhm.
Kill Bill kind of kick ass, like while I can still lift my leg high enough to kick you in the face at 6 feet. Come on.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to do
Okay.
that. I'm a big kid, man. I want to play and do all of those things. That's my number one thing. And then
Nice.
I would love to have a love interest
Mhm.
that is somebody that I would actually date. Now, listen, I'm not putting none of my TV husbands down. Okay. But what they tend to do is make me sort of this trophy wife. And the
Mhm.
men tend to be, more stoic and more wise. How about them words I'm using? Uh-huh.
Okay.
And so there's a running joke that my family has that, they kind of tease me like, are you ever gonna? So I have had the chance this year, I think, to work with some really great guys, but yeah, there could be a little more of that. I
Nice.
won't date them off camera, but we can have fun in a scene.
I like how you have that boundary. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have the same boundary as well.
Yes, darling. I
That's
think we
cool.
have a lot in common. That's why we're gonna have so much fun.
We are. We really are. I love that. I have the same boundary. I would not date a male model.
Yes. Good.
It's not gonna happen. Absolutely not.
Good woman.
Absolutely not. Well, that is our time. So
Okay.
thank you, Charmalie. It has been a pleasure speaking with
Likewise.
you. And thank you for coming to In the House Media House Call.
Anytime. Thank you guys for having me. Mwah.
Mwah.
That's